What's up everyone, Tony here, and today we have a side-by-side comparison nearly a year in the making. That's right, both Gogeta and BROLY, fresh off their latest appearance in the Dragon Ball Super BROLY movie, were announced as upcoming DLC characters for Dragon Ball FighterZ, all the way back in January of 2019. Now here we are, nearly a year later in December of 2019, and Super BROLY has finally been released as the final Season 2 DLC character for Dragon Ball FighterZ. And yes, I'm going to be calling him Super BROLY from here on out. Not to be confused with Super Saiyan Super BROLY, or Legendary Super Saiyan Super BROLY, or that Legendary Super Saiyan BROLY, who is also playable in this game. Okay, let's move on. Last time around, during my Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta side-by-side comparison, I came to the conclusion that Gogeta, from top to bottom, was probably the best looking character in the entire game, at least when it came to his cinematics, and translating the feel from the original animation into video game form. Was Arc System Works able to capture the same magic here with BROLY and his breathtaking fight scenes from the DBS BROLY movie? It's a tough act to follow for sure, but let's see if ArcSys was successful with this side-by-side comparison. First, let's take a look at BROLY's intro. Now, this one was actually a bit difficult to identify because, as you could see, BROLY does this very same powering up movement about 1,000,000 times over the course of the fight in DBS BROLY. However, in the end, I think I figured it out. The intro is a combination of a few different scenes, but it's mainly inspired by the iconic Ryo Onishi scene that was actually the very first clip released of the film. I love this scene from the movie so much, and I think it's pretty much a perfect choice for Super BROLY's intro cinematic. Overall, ArcSys did a great job capturing Onishi's unique style, and I'm so happy to see this scene represented here in FighterZ. Now let's take a look at Super BROLY's Level 1 Supers. We play as Super BROLY in his quote-unquote wrath state, but for each of his 3 Level 1 Supers, he transforms into a Super Saiyan before performing the move. This is just another case of Arc System Works going above and beyond, as Super BROLY has a completely separate Super Saiyan model and a Legendary Super Saiyan model as well. First up is the Gigantic Charge, which is a very simple rush attack where BROLY charges up 2 key balls in each hand and charges into the opponent. BROLY used this move very briefly in the movie when fighting Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta at the same time, and given how fast that fight moves, if you blink, you'd probably miss it. Next, we have the Gigantic Impact, which is fairly similar visually to the Gigantic Charge, except it could only be used while airborne, and there's no ki blast in each of BROLY's hands. He just crashes into you like the sick freak he is. It kinda reminds me of Storm's lightning attack from Marvel vs. Capcom, and that's just great. To be honest, this move is really generic, but I'm pretty sure the influence was this shot here, where BROLY charges into Frieza, and there's a small ki explosion on impact. This move could also be extended. By burning another meter, BROLY performs the Omega Blaster, which is the big green sphere of ki that we also see in the movie. It kinda reminds me of Storm's Lightning Storm from Marvel vs. Capcom. ArcSys, I see what you're doing, and I like it. BROLY's final Level 1 Super is the Meteor Shower. This is the move he uses right after he finds out that his father was killed. BROLY turns into a Super Saiyan, and the ki blasts just come raining down like crazy. I think this move looked awesome in the movie itself. BROLY is just losing his mind at this point, and his facial expressions are crazy. In Dragon Ball FighterZ it looks okay, but like his other level 1 supers, it's nothing really that special. But that all changes as we move on to Broly's level 3 super, the Gigantic Roar.
Fantastic!
This one looks really, really good. Broly transforms into his iconic legendary Super Saiyan form and destroys his Saiyan armor in the process. He then proceeds to shoot ki blasts out of his mouth in seemingly random directions. Don't think too hard about it, it looks really cool, and that's all that matters. Eventually he gets focused and actually shoots the mouth beam at his opponent, inflicting massive damage. This entire scene was so wonderfully animated in Dragon Ball Super Broly, and I'm happy to say the pros at Arc System Works were masterfully able to translate Broly's bestial rage into video game form. I just can't get enough of this. It makes no sense, but it looks so awesome. Like, there's so much movement here, and it's all just so exaggerated and crazy, and it all works so well. Also, when he busts through his armor using this move, Broly's model changes again, and for the rest of the match, you play as a shirtless Wrath State Broly. Broly is buff as hell, so I definitely approve of this little Easter egg. Now we just need a shirtless Goku. Come on, ArcSys, give me what I need. Anyways, let's finish up here with Broly's outro cinematic, and this was another one that was a bit difficult to place. In the end, I think it's meant to evoke a number of different scenes from the movie, and kind of mix them all together into one simple cinematic. It begins with Broly losing his cool and grabbing his face. If I had to guess, he kinda looks like he's in pain. This is reminiscent of the scene directly after Paragus is killed and Broly transforms into a Super Saiyan. However, we then get a close-up on his face with veins popping out all over the place. This isn't a one-to-one match, but it evoked this scene from earlier in the film where Broly emerges from the water during his fight with Vegeta. Finally, the cinematic ends with Broly snapping and transforming into his legendary Super Saiyan form. Clearly a shot that resembles the iconic powering up scene from not only DBS Broly, but movie 8 as well. So all in all, between that intro, outro, and level 3, I think Super Broly looks awesome here in Dragon Ball FighterZ. But we're not done quite yet. We have one more thing to look at today, and it's the all-new dramatic finish introduced with Super Broly. Believe it or not, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta's portrayal in Dragon Ball FighterZ just got even better. Honestly, I can't even believe it. Now, I don't say this lightly, but this new dramatic finish might be the most impressive dramatic finish in the entire game. It runs for over a minute, And unlike most dramatic finishes, which basically attempt to recreate a short scene in a one-to-one fashion for Dragon Ball FighterZ, this dramatic finish basically takes the entire 10-minute fight scene between Broly and Gogeta from Dragon Ball Super Broly and condenses it into a minute. If you can't tell from the tone of my voice, this is not only incredibly impressive, but also by far the hardest thing I've ever had to edit for any of these side-by-side comparison videos. ArcSys takes a lot of creative liberty here, basically grabbing various different moments from the fight, many not in chronological order, and stitching them together to make it all cohesive. I tried my best here with the side-by-side comparison, but it involved a lot of speeding up and slowing down and cutting to make it all sync, so it might look a bit weird in a few spots. But the bottom line is this. The finished product, as seen in Dragon Ball FighterZ, is an absolute master class. It's not only an awesome, fast-paced, hard-hitting Dragon Ball fight scene, but it's the ultimate tribute to Dragon Ball Super Broly as a whole, and all the incredibly talented artists and animators who worked on the film. Shida, Kubota, Hayashi, Umakoshi, it's all here. And each of their unique styles all come across so incredibly well. Also, it's like Arc System Works saw my last video where I had complained about Gogeta's Meteor Explosion Super not fully capturing Yuki Hayashi's crazy ass facial expressions and exaggerated movements from the movie version. This level 3 to me just falls a bit short when it comes to recapturing the sheer unfiltered hype from the movie. Well, as you can see, they certainly fixed that here, and my god, does it look good. The dramatic finish ends with Umakoshi's breathtaking Kamehameha, and Chilai wishing Broly to safety just in the nick of time. Oh my god. ArcSys has really outdone themselves with this one. I don't know how they keep exceeding my expectations like this every time. Just some unbelievable work on display here. And that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Between Gogeta and Broly, Arc System Works has managed to create a beautiful tribute to a wonderful movie in Dragon Ball Super Broly. That dramatic finish is like the cherry on top for both characters, masterfully recreating the climax and conclusion of the film, and doing each of the artists and animators proud in the process. As long as Arc System Works continues to put out incredible content like this, and continues to show such love to my favorite animated work of all time, I'll gladly continue to make these videos. And it looks like we may not even have to wait much longer for more. Data miners have managed to find a new, incomplete dramatic finish that recreates the incredible final scene from the Tournament of Power between Goku, Frieza, and Jiren. So either they're adding a new dramatic finish to base Goku, or I think I know who the next DLC character is. You thought we were done with all the Gokus? We're never done with Goku. Anyways, if you like this video and want to see more Dragon Ball FighterZ and Dragon Ball content in general, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Here in December, I think we can officially say this was a really weird year for Dragon Ball overall, and a lot of our hopes and dreams for new animation were absolutely crushed. But with Jump Festa coming up and the new year on the horizon, there's always hope. I'm sure Super will return soon enough, and Dragon Ball will be in the news once again. I'm planning to have some more Dragon Ball content out very soon, where I'll look back on the year as a whole. But until next time, thanks so much for watching everyone, and take care.